Welcome to Lonis. As far as our opening hand goes, yeah, we can keep on this one. We've got 3 lands. We've got double counter spell. Yeah, I like this one. And we do have an enabler in Temur Sabertooth. So let's go ahead and keep on this one. And our opponent's on the play, so hopefully we can draw into something. But yes, welcome to Baby Lonis, baby clue tokens today. You can see how tiny our commander is. And let's get Lonis popped back. There we go. We're going to do normal clue tokens today, not baby clue tokens. All right, so let's see what we draw into for the turn. It's going to be pull from tomorrow. Definitely welcome to see that. So let's go and lead off with Catacombs. Let's go ahead and crack Catacombs. That way we can cover our commanders. Let's get this popped out. Grab ourselves a Rimewood Falls. Have that come into play tapped. And then anything else pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Lonis, Cryptozoologist. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, investigate. Then for an activated ability, sacrifice X clue tokens. Target opponent reveals the top X cards of their library. You may put a non-land permanent card with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield under your control. Then that player puts the rest on the bottom of their library in a random order. Our opponent's got a Vampire Hexmage. So let's see if we got Dark Depths coming down. That'd be pretty cool. So let's go and lead off with Wooded Foothills. And since we don't have to worry about a quick Queen Marchesa, let's go ahead and crack Wooded Foothills. Let's go and grab ourselves a tropical island. That way we can get that tropical island down. We can get Lonis down, and we can start cashing in some of these clue tokens. I think that sounds like a pretty good plan. So let's get Lonis down. Let's get that closed out. There we go. Lonis down, and then anything else, pass it over there. So we're playing against Queen Marchesa, Death Touch, and Haste. Then, whenever Queen Marchesa enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent is the Monarch, create a 1/1 black assassin creature token with Death Touch and Haste. So, there we go. So we did cover both commanders. If they want to swing in with Vampire Hexmage, by all means, go for it. They can get in for 2 if they want. So, let's make the land drop for the turn. We are looking at Queen Marchesa mana. So I think at this point what we'll do is we're simply just going to hold back right now. We could go Farhaven Elf, and that would allow us to get an extra land drop for next turn for sure. But if we can cash in a mana drain for 4, that's going to be us dumping out, maybe even just going for a pull from tomorrow off of this mana drain. So if we can catch Queen Marchesa trying to slip onto the battlefield, and they do not hit the mana, but if they tap out for 3 or 4, we might end up going for a pull from tomorrow. So that's going to be 3... Yeah, let's go mana drain on this one. I kind of like doing that. That's going to give us a little bit of extra mana for next turn. We're going to be able to stop that. It looks like they're not going to hit the red mana for Queen Marchesa, so we might be able to take a turn off next turn, because that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 with pull from tomorrow, which is not the worst thing out there. So all right, so our opponent's going to be swinging in for 2. We'll let that come in. That's going to drop us down to 34. And then let's see what we rip into for the turn, but we might end up just going pull from tomorrow on this. So let's add this extra mana to our mana pool. And it's going to be Death Touch and Haste. Yeah, I think we can actually just drop in Farhaven Elf, and that'll be the lane drop. So that might actually be the better option. So let's do that. So let's go Farhaven Elf. It's going to give us a clue token to work with. Let's get the clue token trigger on the stack. Let's get the Farhaven Elf token. Yes, definitely going to use that ability. And at this point, we'll go and grab ourselves a green source. So let's get that green source onto the battlefield. That's going to be another clue token. And yeah, we're just going to leave up Counterspell on this one. If we had green mana to go for Elvish Mystic, I wish we could, but we need to get the double counter magic going. So, and do we want to push in with Lonis for 1? And that's going to be, yeah, we'll just hold up on Lonis on this one. So, anything else, let's go and pass the turn. So we did cover both commanders. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors. TCG Player. If you go to bit.ly/JoltMTG, that's going to apply my affiliate link. That's going to allow you to get some cards and help support the channel at the same time, and it costs you nothing. So if you use that, hey, much obliged. I certainly appreciate it. Let's give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders. If you want to play Modern Horizons online, they've got you covered. Let's give a quick shout out to inkgaming.com/Jolt. That's going to get you 10% off of your order for any sort of gaming accessories, maybe some propane accessories. We'll see one day. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to directly support cool content like this, there's a link down in the description below. But if you're keeping score at home, it is officially free time. So let's have some fun. So our opponent does get Kaya on the battlefield. And they're going to exile 2 cards out of our graveyard, which, yeah, this is okay. We're not a graveyard deck, and, worse things could happen on that. So, all right, so our opponent's going to get Kaya down, plus up on that. We'll see Vampire Hexmage come in. We're looking at a 20-turn clock with Vampire Hexmage, but I know that we're going to be able to at least get some sort of creatures on the battlefield eventually, so we can make that work. And with Elvish Mystic and, something like Eternal, we might even just Eternal Witness next turn to get Wooded Foothills back. That'll give us a clue token. That'll give us an extra body on the battlefield. I kind of like that. I still want to, if we can set it up to where we leave Counterspell up for Queen Marchesa, that's going to be a really good thing for us. So we're looking at Eternal Witness. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Bringing the land back. That's still going to get us a clue token. Or we can go land drop in Elvish Mystic, which I think I kind of like that a little bit better. So we're not going to reveal a forest on that. Let's drop in Elvish Mystic. That's going to be an extra mana for us. It's going to be an additional clue token. And then anything else... Yeah, no, I think we just passed the turn. So we are getting to the point now to where once you get to pull from tomorrow for about 4 or 5 or 6 or something like that, we can try to set our turn up to where we leave Counterspell up and then cash in a pull from tomorrow. That should give us access to a lot of land drops. All right, so that's Talisman of Indulgence coming down, and so that does put them on Queen Marchesa. And so if they end up going Queen Marchesa, we'll definitely cash in this Counterspell. All right, so it's going to be Queen Marchesa. Let's go Counterspell on this one. It's going to send Queen Marchesa back to the command zone, and now we're kind of free to kind of do what we want. You know, we just want to get that commander tax going up on Queen Marchesa to where if they do want to get Queen Marchesa down, that puts us in a position to where we can at least kind of, you know, make them burn a turn trying to get her down, because now it's going to be 6 total mana. That'll be them completely tapping out next turn. So, all right, so let's see what we rip into for the turn. If we don't hit a land, Conjurer's Closet. Yeah, that's Conjurer's Closet on Farhaven Elf. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's get that rolling. All right, so let's get Conjurer's Closet down. We'll go and bounce Farhaven Elf for the turn. And we still have access to one more, but yeah, we'll simply just utilize this Conjurer's Closet. So let's get to our end step. And now that we're starting to kind of build up some clue tokens, we might be able to get in a pretty good little Lonis activation. So let's go and bounce Farhaven Elf. We're going to get Farhaven Elf back onto the battlefield. It's going to allow us to get an extra basic down. That's going to be an extra clue token. And there we go. So let's go ahead and grab... We do have double green in here, and we need to go for green activations. So with us having 4 blue sources, let's just go and grab another 4. So let's get this forest on the battlefield. That's going to be an additional clue token. And then anything, yeah, we're simply just going to go and pass the turn. So, but yeah, as far as the Lonis deck itself, you know, this is pretty much what we're doing. You know, we have kind of like a not super heavy control deck in Simic. You know, we do have some of our key counter spells, which we did see. We've got Mana Drain, we've got Counterspell, and 2 cards that ran. Yeah, that's fine. I'd love to hold on to pull from tomorrow, but if we lose it, that's it. All right, there we go. So. They hit Crystal Shard and pull from tomorrow, so that's not the end of the world. But yeah, you know, this is, at its core, it's basically just kind of like a tempo Simic style deck. You know, don't really have any sort of infinite combos. If I do have them in here, I didn't intentionally put them in there. And one thing that we do need to watch out for is the exile effect from Kaya. You know, we're not super worried about it right now, but if they do get enough exiled cards, that will kind of chip away at our life total. So our opponent's going to go reanimate on Murderous Rider. And we're still just looking at a 2/1 Vampire Hex Mage, which, yeah, we're okay on this one. We do have an active Eternal Witness, but we have no graveyard right now thanks to Kaya. So if we do get a fetch land, we might Eternal Witness on the fetch land really quick. Ooh, so we run into Disallow. Okay, so let's go. Temur Sabertooth, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll still keep us open on Disallow? Yeah, I like that. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get down Temur Sabertooth. That's going to be an additional clue token. I don't really know what the Lonis activation that we're trying to hit, but that's still going to put us at 5. And hitting something with 5 sounds like a pretty good plan, especially against Mardu. So let's go to our end step. That way we can bounce Conjurer's Closet. Not bounce Conjurer's Closet, so we can bounce Farhaven Elf. That'll give us additional land on the battlefield, and then that'll be 5 total clue tokens. So let's go ahead and go Conjurer's Closet. Let's bounce Farhaven Elf. That's going to be an additional clue token, and that's going to be a Farhaven Elf. So now if our opponent does end up going some sort of top of the library effect, we at least can go for that in response to that. So let's get an additional forest down, and that's going to be another Investigate token. And yeah, I think the sweet spot for Lonis, at least in a deck like this, is going to be 5. We might push it to 6, but if we can go for Lonis, because we can just immediately put that onto the battlefield. So let's see what they're going for. So we've got Counter Magic on Queen Marchesa, which is a very good thing to have, because we definitely want to stop we want to stop that Monarch. That's not going to be good for us. So let's go Disallow on Queen Marchesa. We're going to be able to stop that, and we'll get their commander zone squeeze down just a little bit. So that's going to be 6, total mana. They still have Kaya activation to go for. With us only having 6 cards in exile, we're still in a pretty good spot. All right, so they're going to go for Clue Token. All right, so they're going to force us to go for that. So let's go for the Lonis activation. We're going to target our opponent. Let's sacrifice any number of clues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we're going to click OK. We're going to look at the top 5 cards of our opponent's library. There we go. Let's get this popped out. Ooh, Liliana of the Veil? That's really going to attack their hand. Target player sacrifices a permanent. Yeah, let's grab that. So let's grab Liliana of the Veil. And if they want to swing in, it does put us in a spot to where we can at least block with Tymna or Sabretooth. But if they swing... All right, oh, there we go. So they're going to go Vampire Hexmage on that. Get rid of Liliana. Goes through the graveyard. Definitely, yeah, I totally forgot. I always, just not assume, but I associate Vampire Hexmage with just Dark Depths Vampire. I forgot you can use it to get rid of a Planeswalker. So there we go. But we're still going to be able to rebuild on these clue tokens pretty easily. So let's see what we rip into. Ooh, that's going to be Prismatic Vista. So let's drop in... I like this. So we go Prismatic Vista. Let's go and crack Prismatic Vista. Grab ourselves an island, because we do want to start working up some of this blue mana. Let's go Eternal Witness. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. We're going to be able to return Disallow back to our hand. That's going to be a clue token. Let's bring Disallow back to the hand, which we certainly do have the mana for that. And I still think at this point, instead of going Prismatic Vista, yes, we'll definitely use that ability. It's going to be an additional clue token. And we're still just going to end up going Farhaven Elf, because we want to get these clue tokens going. So, and I guess because with Lifelink, put it on the bottom of its, yeah, we'll go and swing in at Tymna or Sabretooth at Kaya. I kind of like that, because it's a 4-3 and it's just sitting at a 2-3. So yeah, let's get this moving. So let's swing in at Kaya. And if we can knock her down, get rid of that. All right, so we're going to see the trade with Murderous Rider. That does go on the bottom. And if we wanted to, but actually I kind of like Murderous Rider in our opponent's library, because we did see Reanimate. So depending on what they've got, we could do something. So we do have a Tymna or Sabretooth. Yeah, I think we'll just wait on the clue token. So let's go and bounce Farhaven Elf. We just want to keep making our land drops at this point, because we do have some other X spells that allow us to draw some cards. So yes, we'll definitely use that ability. Let's get the Crypto trigger on the stack. Let's go Farhaven Elf. We're going to start grabbing some islands too now. So let's grab ourselves an island that comes into play. That's going to be an extra Investigate token. And then anything else past the turn. So next turn, if we don't rip into something good next turn, but they still try to end up going for the Kaya activations or whatever that may be, if we can just set it up to where, our opponent might end up going Queen Marchesa right now to kind of force the Disallow out of our hand, and then that way they can exile with Kaya. If they do that, I'm still fine with making that play. Once they get the Monarch token and they get their card advantage going, that's something that's really not going to help us out, because Mardu is just set up so well to get into like a top deck mode like this, to where they can cash in, if they get some 2-for-1 value, that's where they really, really shine. Okay, so that's going to be 12 damage. Yeah, we're cool with that. Let's drop us down to 27. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And so they go for the Kaya activation with the -6. I guess they were trying to see if they could burn the Disallow out of our hand, which we could have countered that activated ability, but yeah, that's... All right, opponent's going to scoop it up on that one, so we're going to be able to start swinging in. They do reveal the hand. All they have is Chandra and Bajuka Bog, so we'll, it's not the cleanest win out there. I mean, we do have the value, not necessarily lock established, but we've got the Conjurer's Closet line of play. We've got Crypto that we can start going for. We've got Disallow on Eternal Witness. That's going to allow us to really kind of just make it hard for our opponent to get her out there, to get Queen Marchesa out there, as we just keep bouncing these incremental value. You're in a pretty good spot, so... Here we go. Yeah, not the cleanest win on that one, but hey, if you can get Queen Marchesa to scoop up, we'll certainly take it. So I'll catch you in the next game. All right, bye. Welcome to Lonis. As far as our opening hand, yeah, we'll keep on this one. I like this. This is we don't really have any card advantage per se, but having a Guy's Cradle with a Temple of Mystery and Cultivate and Ancient Tomb, that hey, worse things could happen. So let's go lead off with Temple of Mystery. Let's get the Scry going, the Scurry. The Fever, the Insanity. Do we want Dreamstalker? Yeah, we're totally cool with that. Let's go and put that on top of our library. I like that. And then anything else, let's go and pass the turn over to our opponent. But yes, welcome to Lonis. Hope you're excited for Simic Clues, which is totally not what I was expecting out of Modern Horizons, having a Simic Clue commander that gives you like a Gonti effect with clues. But hey, Here we are. All right, so we're playing Lonis. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, investigate. Then for an activated ability, sacrifice X clue tokens. Look at the top X cards of target player's library. Then we get to, how do we want to set this up? Yeah, we could cultivate pretty quick. And that'll get us ahead really quick on mana. Make it easy for us to go for crypto. Go for Lonis, or do we want to try to go Lonis and then cultivate next turn? Yeah, I think I kind of like, with our opponent, you know, they do have blue over there. I do like setting up a cultivate. So let's tap down 2 for cultivate, and let's get these lands on the battlefield. So let's go and split this down the middle. Let's go island, let's go forest. Let's put forest onto the battlefield. Island goes into our hand. And then we did make the land drop for the turn, and then anything else past the turn. We got some partner action, playing against Tymna and Kraum. So let's go and get both of those covered. So playing against Tymna the Weaver, life linking at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you may pay X life, where X is the number of opponents that were dealt damage this turn. If you do, draw X cards, and we'll cover the other partner in just a second. So let's, and unfortunately, yeah, actually we can set it up to both. So let's get Island down. Let's get Lonis down. That's going to be blue-green. And we'll see if our opponent's got any spot removal in response to this. If they do, it's not the end of the world. Let's get Dreamstalker down. And we can just cast Dreamstalker and return it back to the hand. There we go. I think that's totally fine with us. So let's go get the Dreamstalker. We'll return that back to the hand. That's going to be an extra clue token. And then, yeah, anything else? We're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. So playing against Kraum, too. Flying in haste, then whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. And both of these have partner ability because they're in the same command zone. So hey, if you didn't believe me, look over there. Ooh, run into mana drain. So I like that a lot. So let's lead off with Wooded Foothills. I think that'll be good. And so we can go double green, Ancient Tomb, and still have mana drain. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good plan. So let's go for Wooded Foothills, because if we can get ahead on Cultivate mana pretty quick, I really do like this. So let's go Eternal Witness, and then we'll tap down. That'll still be double blue. Yeah, that'll be double blue. So we'll tap down Ancient Tomb. Let's go Eternal Witness on Cultivate. That's going to be a clue token, Eternal Witness on Cultivate. And with our creepy Dreamstalker friend, we're just going to keep us open on doing more Eternal Witness shenanigans, which sounds like a pretty good plan. So get those double clue tokens on the battlefield, and then let's go and pass the turn. So yeah, we don't really want, you know, we could end up going for Cultivate next this turn with the mana available to us, but at this point, if we have mana drain, that's really going to bust us open on, you know, potentially going for a little bit of a heavier Dreamstalker line of play, or just, you know, if our opponent's going to go for Tymna, maybe we can cash in for mana drain. Our opponent does know that we could have gone for Cultivate, but did leave up double blue, and so we'll see what they decide to roll out this turn, because more than likely they'll be playing around Counterspell if they see it. And so, but yeah, so we did cover both commanders, and we'll do our sponsors in just a second. Let's get our turn moving, because I think what we can do is we can go Cultivate off of Ancient Tomb, and hey, that sounds like a pretty good plan. All right, so let's go Cultivate, because what we want to do is we just get so far ahead on mana that it's just hard for our opponent to keep up. So let's go Cultivate. Let's get these 2 lands on the battlefield. We're going to grab another, might just grab double blue sources, because we do have Guy's Cradle that will be active pretty soon. I mean, it is active now, but that'll be more than enough green mana that we need. So let's put this island on the battlefield. Other island goes to our hand. Let's drop in Guy's Cradle, and then that's going to still give us access to just getting in. That's going to be 1, 2. We can just drop in a Dreamstalker, tap down 1 blue. Yeah, I think that'll work out. All right, so let's go Dreamstalker. All right, so in response to that, our opponent's going to go Kolaghan's Command. So yes, that will definitely get mana drain out of our hand. So let's go mana drain on Kolaghan's Command, because we want to make sure Lana stays out there. We're going to get an extra clue token. Ooh, that's going to be Flusterstorm. It's definitely a good option by our opponents. So that's going to be Flusterstorm for 5, which we're not going to be able to pay. So that's going to target, let's see where the copies are going. Mana drain, mana drain, mana drain, mana drain. All right, so they've got the entire crew on that one. So we're going to let that go through. So that'll be not going to pay for that mana drain. Click OK, and that's going to be all the Flusterstorm triggers, or the storm triggers that we're not going to pay for. Then that'll still end up being Kolaghan's Command. We do have to discard a card, which is not the end of the world. And so that's going to be 2 damage. Let's discard. I think at this point, we'll just go ahead and get rid of Prismatic Vista. And we'll turn Lonis back to the command zone. And that's going to be Dreamstalker entering the battlefield. And let's go ahead and return... I think if we want to keep this loop going, I think we just return Dreamstalker back to the hand. I kind of like that, because that keeps us open. We have 1 mana floating, and we're completely tapped out. It is Eternal Witness combat time. Let's go, Eternal Witness. You've got this. So we're going to swing in for 2, knock our opponent down to 34, and then anything else pass the turn to our opponent. But yes, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, TCG Player. If you go to bit.ly/JoltMTG, that will apply my affiliate link. That's going to allow you to get some cards and help support the channel at the same time. So if you do, non-creature, non-land. We got double creatures, double land, so there we go. But yeah, if you use that link, much obliged. Just give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders, Ink Gaming, and I started Patreon, and actually that was it. So it is officially free time. Let's have some fun. All right, so we've got Shrieking Drake. Let's make the land drop for the turn. That's going to be Island. Let's get Lonis down. That's going to be only 4, which is a very good feeling. I want to get some clue tokens going. I think that sounds like a pretty good plan. So let's go blue on Shrieking Drake. We can tap down, add 3 mana with Guy's Cradle. Let's get that trigger. Let's add 3 mana. That's going to return Shrieking Drake back to... All right, opponent's going to scoop it up on that one. You know, opponent's probably stuck on lands. I know this is not the most exciting game, but we've basically got the value piece assembled where we get Lonis on the battlefield. We start bouncing stuff in and out. Eternal Witness is going to keep us open on Mana Drain and Cultivate, keeping those lands flowing. And it's just only a matter of time before, you know, you're playing against a 4-color good stuff deck. We've seen Kolaghan's Command, Duress, Flusterstorm. We're able to get the value going from there. So not the cleanest win, but if our opponent's going to scoop it up on just a Shrieking Drake... That's our opponent running away. I'll take it. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.